What's up, Punters Pod listeners? You can listen to us every Wednesday on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or even watch us on YouTube. Now, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Punters Pod.
What a time to be alive. It was the biggest episode of the year last week, Jezza. Going into Sunday, the last two games of the round, I was 7 out of 7 on all my free tips at $419.12, which we will get to very, very soon. If you're riding them with me, you know what happens next. We hit all of our player props last week, so that was huge. And we are back for round 9 of the AFL season. So let's preview another round of footy, give some value once again. And as always, have a laugh. Jezza, how are you? How is life?
I'm going really good. Unfortunately, I don't think you are. Missed out on some big cash opportunities there. Biggest episode of the year. I don't know about that because I did, in fact, hit a full round multi. I swept the round back in opening rounds where I got every single pick right.
It was only 7 games, but
it was it wasn't 7. It wasn't even. I think it was like 6 games.
So I got better than you this week.
It was only like $25 odds, but still, was it 25 or was it
$24?
More?
$24. I remember.
Was it? All right. Anyway, hey. It got close to being the biggest of the season, but was not. Great week on the free tips by you. Not so great by me.
I don't know how.
I've zeroed in this week. I've dropped the odds. I dropped the odds this week. I dropped the odds. Yep. Mine is only coming out to $225, which is still pretty juicy.
Mine's $195. So
fuck, if you hit that last week, it would have been unreal.
$419.12.
Well, let's get into it straight away. Well, talk us through it.
First game of the round was that Collingwood versus Hawthorn game. I had pies at the line plus money, which looks really good all game, and then obviously ends in a draw. So that is happy days there. The next game, once again, double down with the plus money. I found that recently I was going way too much minus money, and it was always getting me. So I went the Bulldogs plus 21.5 at $1.90. Obviously, that hits because the Bulldogs lose by 14, and we're leading most of the game once again. Then I got really lucky here. I got really lucky on the Crows 1-39. They win by the 1 point.
Extremely lucky.
Braden Cook saves my ass big time there. Then for Brisbane, minus 40.5. They shattered it in. Then this was probably my best pick of the round. I was pretty happy with this one. Once again, plus money. Richmond plus 16.5 at $1.90. Hits beautifully there. Richmond get the win, their first win of 2026. Then Geelong minus 27.5 at $1.90 against North Melbourne. Looked really shaky early, but then that last quarter, Geelong just hit home. Then this one, Jez, we were together. St Kilda 1-39.
Really sketchy here.
Really sketchy here. The last 5 minutes of the game.
This is when the wheels kind of started to fall off.
I agree.
This game and continuing.
And then the Sunday. So this game here, Saints 1-39. In the last 5 minutes of that game, it bounced between over 40 points and under 40 points, probably 7 times.
Yeah,
it was like St Kilda would score a point to bring it to 40 points, so I'm losing. Then Carlton would get a point. Then Carlton would get a goal.
Kicks a goal. Yeah. Then St Kilda kick a goal.
And then it was just all happening there. We were on the way home from somewhere. I was stressing big time. But the Saints win by a nice 39 points, keeping me alive going into the Sunday. I love that this week in round 8, there was only 2 games on the Sunday.
It's been like that for the last couple of weeks.
Because of like the Friday doubleheader. That's it. So 2 weeks in a row. That's the reason. And I felt really good because I loved my first leg on the Sunday for the Swans versus Melbourne game. My leg was the Swans minus 32.5 against the D's. So by now, you will know that it lost because Sydney only won by 17 points. But Jez, there was a stage late in the game. They were up big time. And I thought I was home. And then I don't even know what happened. Melbourne just turned it on. At what point was this alive?
It was the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter. They were up by just under 40 points. So it was like 38 points. What did you need? Minus 37.5.
Minus 32.5.
Ooh,
so it just
tough.
sucks.
That's tough.
And my plan
They came back really, really late. So it was still the margin was still at about 30-ish points in the 25-minute mark of the fourth quarter. So it was just that like last 5 to 10 minutes where they just shit the bed.
And Melbourne were playing good.
Yeah, Melbourne played great. I love Melbourne.
Oh, we know you love Melbourne. Don't worry. I didn't love them this day. Obviously, I had I put a little bit on this every single week. I had $10 on it for 4K return of $10. Would have been very nice for my Sunday.
Oh, you should be happy because then the final game of the round.
No, but this was the kicker, Jez. I was going to hedge the final game of the round. I was
hedging $2,000 is a lot.
I was adamant, but what? There's no.
I know it's
no
guaranteed. I know it's guaranteed.
It's guaranteed money, but because I was going to, if Sydney won, I wasn't very confident about my last leg for the GWS versus Gold Coast game at People's First Stadium, which was over 185.5. Don't know what I was thinking there.
Yeah, I have no idea. And it was Dewey on the Saturday night after Carlton and St Kilda game, and Ethan's like, "Oh, do you reckon it's got a chance to win?" I was like to him, "Fuck, it's a 7:20 game."
Yeah.
In the Gold Coast. Dewey as fuck. Why would you have gone the over?
I don't know. But you would have said that about a lot of my tips, and I hit the first 7 of them. But then I thought to myself, if Sydney win, I woke up on Sunday morning thinking, I'm going to walk away with $2,000 today. Because if Sydney win, and I was very confident on Sydney, minus 32.5, I was going to put $2,000 on the under, hedge that, either win $2,000 or 1.8 grand.
You know what you should have done?
And it fucking didn't happen.
You know what you should have done?
What should I have done, Jez? This would be great hindsight.
Did Melbourne plus 32.5.
Oh,
like
bro.
that, then you would have won it.
How the fuck did I think of that?
Yeah, I know.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. But yeah, that was it. At least I hit my player prop last week of, what was it? I had Cam Rain at 2+ goals, which was very good. And then I also had Jordan Dawson was voided.
Well, you said at the start of the show that we won all of our player props. We didn't because
Did you not?
Houston cashed easily for me.
That was
that 25. Absolutely shitted me. Fucking Jeremy Cameron. He's close to getting on my blacklist this year, I swear. Because every time I bet on him, he does the opposite. We had him for 4+ goals. He kicks 3 goals, 3. He started the game off 0-3.
You know, I thought that one because when I was just watching that game, I'm like,
he's kicked.
He's kicked 4, but
embarrassing.
Unlucky there.
Well, speaking about blacklists, should we get straight into the blacklist, or do you have a couple betting stories to tell?
We've got the random player as always. That you always miss out. So who is the random player for this week?
Fremantle,
mid-2010s.
Mid-2010s.
Played for Hawthorn. Played for St Kilda.
I know this then. You're just giving it away.
Come on, Jez.
Something Dawson?
Yep. I want the first name.
Letter. Give me a letter.
Ross Lyons' love child. Zach Dawson.
That's
Zach
it.
Dawson. Bang, bang, bang.
See? And you guys say I don't know footy players.
Well, I had to give you the whole player. But so betting results, no betting results for you this week. Just Jezza.
No, I had a pretty good week. I can elaborate a bit in my betting blacklist how a couple players fucked me. But pretty good week. I feel like the Thursday night game was a great game to punt on. I feel like you could have fucking thrown
anything.
Money at anything.
Houston was really good. That was Houston's best game.
Showdown. I feel like the Showdown, great spectacle game, shit game to punt on. Everyone kind of just like meanders. There's a lot of contested
That was a bad
balls.
night for betting because even our blacklist boys, Sarong, I think, didn't get it. Did he?
Oh, no. Sarong
was sad. Yeah.
Sarong and Sarong's impossible to bet on these days. So is Brayshaw.
That's why they're on the blacklist, boys.
Sarong wasn't on the blacklist for me, but he's probably going to be on watch. We went on to the Saturday games. There were 5 Saturday games. Everything was pretty straightforward there, though. I think.
Yeah, I feel like it was a pretty
straightforward week of punting.
round of punting.
And then the last 2 games, they
were not crazy.
Are you joking?
For me,
they were the best for player props, for goals, for everything like that. Those
everything
2 games
except for
were
my
fucking
legs.
a bonanza. On that Sunday, Punt AI went they went 5-1. The only bet that they lost was Jack Steele missing out by 1 disposal, but they would have had a 100% hit rate on Sunday. They are on fire. But let's get into the betting blacklist. On watch for me. He's still on watch for me. It's Andy McGrath.
How'd he go on the weekend?
He's having like his 16 to 19s, yeah. But he used to be a lock for 20 week in and week out.
He's playing a different role.
He's playing a different role. That's why. That's why he's on watch for me. You just don't know what to bet on him. He might just be removed off on watch because I'm just not going to bet on him in general from here on out. So he can be removed. New player added to the on watch.
Let's hear it.
Caleb Daniel.
Valid.
Last week I needed him for 20. He's hit 20 in every fucking game so far this season. Needed him for 20. He's the one who takes the kick-ins. I thought Geelong, they're probably going to put up a big score, a lot of behinds, blah, blah, blah. He played on only 2 of his 5 kick-ins, finished on 19.
Jesus.
So that was 3 free disposals right there that he didn't end up taking. Fuck you, Caleb Daniel, for that. Do you have anyone on watch for this week?
No one on watch, but obviously, as of last week, I had Jagger Smith on my blacklist.
Same as me.
He's never getting removed. And then I had the duo of Caleb Sarong and Andy Brayshaw. And that, once again, gets validified because they are not moving anywhere, especially Sarong. Like, Sarong, man. Validated, validified. Same shit, Jez. We're a betting podcast, not a vocabulary podcast. Let's get into the player props.
No, I still got a blacklist.
Okay, whoa. My bad.
Calm down. Don't jump the gun.
Okay.
Blacklist.
Who's he play for?
He was not on watch last week.
Shit.
He gets straight elevated to the blacklist.
Let me guess. It can't be Jack Steele.
No.
He's a Victorian club?
Yes.
Big Four?
Yes.
Carlton?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Patrick Cripps.
Cripps, you are absolutely fucking blacklisted. You're past it. You're washed. You're not as good as you were fucking last year, let alone 3 years ago. You're absolutely horrible. You can't bet on him anymore.
He's just not good.
He's just watching him play too. But he attended the most centre bounces of any Carlton player last week and only got 14 touches or some shit like that. Absolutely embarrassing. Putrid performance. He looks so slow running around.
The thing is, like, all his weaknesses that he's had his whole career, they're just like exposed now, and he's got nothing good going for him.
Absolutely nothing good going for him. He's a nothing player.
Hewitt should not be getting dropped.
I got something to talk about.
Cripps should be dropped. If he wasn't Cripps, he'd be dropped.
Oh, 100%. And all this talk about, we'll talk about it a bit later, but all this talk about other teams in WA wanting him.
Why would Fremantle want him?
I know. Why would Fremantle looking as good as they've ever looked in the last 10 years, and then they're going to add in Patrick Cripps to fucking
slow them down
and slow them down. No, thank you.
Why would West Coast, like, I get it, yeah, the young, whatever. I'd rather have Elliot Yo playing than Cripps. Like, I'd rather have Graham in there more. I'd rather have every single player on West Coast.
I'd rather play Harley Reid and Willem Dersma more in the midfield than
Cripps.
Just
a fucking...
and he can't play anywhere else on the ground, so you've got to put him in there. Disgusting. The player prop segment.
I'm guessing you don't have Paddy Cripps for this.
No, definitely the fuck not. We do not have Paddy Cripps, but we do have two disposal getters from me. Like always, boys, player prop segment sponsored by Punt AI. They are absolutely on fire, killing it. I'm pretty sure at the start of this week, they went on a 9-1 run. That was massive footy, massive NBA playoffs. They're absolutely killing it, and I'm making a lot of money from them. Jumping on their picks, so get on now. My first player prop is going to be in the Brisbane versus... Who are Brisbane versing this week?
You forgot Carlton.
Brisbane versus Carlton game. That's why I'm targeting the shit teams. It is going to be Will Ashcroft for 31 plus disposals at $1.85. Carlton, without fail, boys, just look into it. Without fail, go through their fixture. Every single game, the number one disposal getter, who you think will get the most disposals, absolutely kills them. Cozzy Pickett destroyed him. Nick Dacos destroyed him. Last week, Nazaya destroyed him. Here we are again. This is a layup. Will Ashcroft 31 plus disposals.
At the Gabba, I love it. $1.85. You said elite right there, Jez. I'm going a bit of a risky one here. It's a disposal getter. It's 22 plus disposals, and he averages this quite frequently. But as you brought to my attention today, there might be a positional change for this player this week, but I still love him for disposals. I still love him at Optus Stadium. It's a Fremantle player against Hawthorn. It is Hayden Young for 22 plus disposals at $2.12.
Scared of that one.
He loves playing at home at Optus, has been in really, really great form. I honestly think if Sarong and Brayshaw aren't doing much for them, I know they've got Bolton. I know they've got Murphy Reid in the midfield. But I think Hayden Young really has the ability to tear this game open by himself. He's the type of player that can make the difference in this game because I think both teams are very close. I think he's still the forgotten man in this stacked Freo team, and he will get 22 touches. And the value is just too good to look down on. I had to give the boys the value of $2.12 for 22 plus disposals for Hayden Young. It just seems so... has to happen.
You know the one thing I don't do when I'm betting as well? Never bet on an injury-prone player. And Hayden Young is one of them. You got
Value's
fucking Dion Prestia. You got Jordan Ridley. Players like that. Like, Dion Prestia gets injured in the first 5 minutes of the game last week. Like, you do not bet on players like that. He's playing half forward too at the moment.
We'll see next week,
I don't love that. But hey, you've
doubted me before.
You've been in hot form recently.
You've doubted me before.
I can't be too hard on you. My second one is also going to be a disposal leg. It is also going to be for 31 plus disposals.
Shit.
And it is also going to be against a very, very shit team. It's going to be Clayton Oliver, 31 plus at $1.81. I've lowered the odds a bit in this, but you both get $1.80 plus for both of these picks. Together, they will come out to $3.34. Clary, I said it at the start of the season. He's just a tank. He's 26 years old or 27 years old or whatever the fuck
looks
we said.
40, but
He's just a machine and he gets the disposal no matter. He's the type of player we love. Because he will get the disposals no matter what. He doesn't care if they're effective. He doesn't care if they're good. He doesn't care if team's going to win. He will get it out. He will not curl up into a ball. $3.34 for those two.
So, Curry, how's he going for the Brownlow? You had him for the Brownlow at the start of the year?
I'll check his odds right now.
But Curry has been very good. And it's kind of crazy how good he's been. And the Giants are still shit. But we'll get into that later. My second pick is a goal scorer. We know you boys love the goal scorers. So, we've got a goal scorer this week for 3+ goals at $2.18. Country Road, take me home. That was a weird home. As Jezza looks at me with disgust, it's Charlie Cameron at the Gabba, 3+ goals, $2.18 against a team who can't even defend a toddler. He is way too fast, way too dynamic for them. Who is going to defend him?
I love that, yeah.
Who is going to defend him? Jordan Boyd. I don't even know if he's playing. Adam Saad doesn't defend. They've got no good small defenders. Don't get me started on Ollie Hollands. Country Road, take me home. Should I sing it again, Jez?
No, thank you.
I should not sing it again, but 3+ with ease, $2.18. If you combine my legs of Hayden Young, 22+ at $2.12, and Charlie Cameron, 3+ goals at $2.18, you get a combined multi of $4.83.
Brilliant value there from both of them. Don't know about the singing. Don't know about Hayden Young playing half forward.
Take me home.
But what I do know is these 3 tips are going to bang because this week I've dug deep. And
you're going to catch me, Jez.
Oh, I'm going to get
catch me.
First game of the round, the Thursday night game, is the Dockers versus the Hawks at Optus Stadium.
Your boys.
Dockers last week, they just beat up on an injured Bulldogs team.
No. I don't like this Bulldogs narrative. We'll get into the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are just not good.
No, that's what I'm saying. They still took care of business pretty easily. The Dogs were doing decent in that game. They were doing multiple parts.
But this is my point. Like, I know that it's the easy thing to say because they do have Sam Darcy injured and a couple others, but every single time I've heard anyone say anything about the Dogs, it's been, the injured dogs. English was back. That was the biggest concern.
But you don't have Libba. You don't have Darcy.
Every team is injured.
Darcy's number 1 player in the comp, according to you.
Never to me. No, never. But I feel like they're getting really copped out a lot.
Bond's number 1 player in the comp.
Yeah, he might be. I'm
just saying.
Yeah, he's not injured.
This isn't the Bulldogs game, but Jesus.
We'll get into the Bulldogs later, but I just wanted to stop you there and say Fremantle were good. Bulldogs were good for that game as well, but don't just cop out Fremantle's win as, the Dogs were injured. Continue.
I feel like, I get what you're saying and I do agree with you, but I feel like at the moment, the Dogs don't really have a leg to stand on with that, especially with their defense as well. This isn't about the Dogs. The Hawks, lucky to get away with the draw there.
Oh, big time.
Very lucky to get away with the draw.
Darcy Moore gave him the win.
Darcy Moore is an absolute dud. Get ready for the Collingwood game because I got a lot to say about that cunt. Last week I just came off saying that they're good. This game made me think otherwise.
So I held strong. A couple of weeks ago you were on my train.
I know.
The Hawks were frauds. They're fraud watch. We're not buying them.
I don't know how to read them.
But then last week I was shocked when you actually, I think it was more you didn't want to back in Collingwood, so you just said, the Hawks are a good team. But for me, they are not a good team and they didn't excite me. I don't care that they had all those inside 50s. They weren't converting. And if you actually look at the game, not just the stats, they didn't look great.
That is the worst thing. And I hate when commentators go off that metric. And it's been listen, Collingwood aren't no flash fucking powerhouse team, yeah. And they are having trouble scoring. They're having trouble moving the ball into the forward line. So over these last couple of weeks and months, I've heard it quite a bit that Collingwood only had half the inside 50s of what the other team had. That's not really a stat to go off because, like we saw on the weekend, the Hawthorn inside 50s were putrid.
Horrible.
Just into the 50, right on the boundary. They weren't great inside 50s. There were a lot of repeat inside 50s because they were scoring a lot of behinds. So that's not really a metric to go off. And it kind of has to be about the eye test at some point.
Yeah, but even the fact that, people are saying as well, Hawthorn should have better by 40 points, but they didn't.
Expected score. Give me a break.
But even the thing of, but if Hawthorn kicked accurately, but they didn't. In a game of footy, that game, Hawthorn did not look like a 40-point better team than Collingwood, who they should be.
It's funny because it's like, if that was a grand final and it played out exactly that way and Dylan Moore misses that thing, would people be coming out after it and being like, but Hawthorn should have won that game. They should have won by 40 on expected score.
I'm not buying the Hawks.
They're not going to give Hawks the fucking Premiership Cup because they should have won on expected score. So I think it's absolute bullshit.
I'm not buying them at all, Jez. And just for Freo, they didn't look great. But once again, they got the job done. They're that team, like I said last week, they're just going to chip away all year. They're just going to be average all year. Then I think when it comes to finals, they're going to shit the bed. But they're nowhere near Sydney and Brisbane combined.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a change in mindset as well too. I think
biggest Fremantle fan ever.
Yeah, I know. I think I was just holding hope because I tipped them as my pre-season folk, but they're nowhere near Sydney and Brisbane. Like, it's Sydney and Brisbane alone at the top. There's no one else anywhere near them at the moment. As for this game, I'm honestly expecting the Hawks to get blown off the park here. I'll be honest.
I'm with you.
Home game for Freo. I don't think much of the Pies, and they were better than the Hawks for most of that game. So there's not really much you can say about that. And I know that's not really a way to look at footy, but in my mind, the Hawks were some powerhouse dominant team. Nobody gave Collingwood a chance, and Collingwood realistically should have won that game. I know Hawks didn't convert, blah, 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 but like we just said, you can't really stick to that. If you look at if you take away Nick Watson and Jack Gunston from the forward line, like we saw the Pies do, forward line is bleak.
It's nothing.
Like, I know Chol's not playing at the moment, but Carl Shadir hasn't...
Chol.
Huh?
We're talking about Chol.
I know, but he's a serviceable player. Yeah. Carl Shadir has not been the player that we thought he was. No, and then they're relying a lot on... Yeah, Lewis is nowhere near it. And then they're relying on... No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But McDonald I see as like a hybrid midfielder type. My free pick for this game is going to be Freo win at $1.79. I just can't see a way that they don't win this game. And they'll be on fraud watch if they don't get up in this game for me.
I am not buying the Hawks in this game. Massive, massive fraud watch. Freo haven't hit their full potential yet, but they're a very talented side and can be dangerous on their day, especially at home. I think they're a better team than the Hawks by a fair bit right now. And this game, being over in Perth, just solidifies my tip even more so. I went bigger balls than you, Jez. My free tip is Fremantle minus 3.5 at $1.90. Low, line is very low for me there. I think Fremantle cover the goal very easily.
The first Friday night game, the Lions versus the Blues.
Does Voss get the sack, Jez? You've been adamant all year he won't get the sack.
This is my first topic. I really don't think they're going to sack Voss.
What if it's an 80-point loss?
I get it, but what good is it going to do for them?
What bad is it going to do for him? What bad is it going to do for him? I'll tell you the good for it. I'll tell you the good
Tell
first.
me the good. Tell me the good.
The good is you take away all the speculation every single week. Every single week now, it's going to be Voss, 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 Voss. And then they fucking pan to Voss. And then Voss is stressing. Voss is coaching these young players in ways that they're not like the caretaker coach will come in and chuck Jagger in the midfield like he should be. Will probably drop somebody that should be dropped. Voss is doing everything right now to help himself. That's just every coach would do it. I
get what you're saying.
Yeah. So what's the benefit of not doing it?
I don't think there's much benefit, but
exactly. I think I've swayed you.
You have kind of swayed me a bit, and I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like they've gone with this narrative for so long that he's our man, he's going to be out with us till the end of the year. We're going to... Nah, I don't know, though. I feel like they're going to be stubborn with it. Hey, they can hold on to him for as long as they want. I'm happy with that.
I hope they hold on to him for the next 5 years.
I'm enjoying this quite a bit, but yeah. The Lions, fucking dominant.
They're just going to breeze through the season, aren't they?
They're going through the motions.
Yeah, like they don't even give a fuck. Nah. This game was just like, you know what? We're going to fucking smash these Bombers by probably 50, probably 60, probably 70. Let's just have a kick.
They got up by 5 goals in the first quarter, and then for the rest of the game, they just
chilled.
Yeah, chilled. Yeah, kicked it around the back, took 140-something uncontested marks. They just fucking... destroyed.
Zach Bailey's unreal. I love
Zach Bailey's really good. He's a really good player.
Rayner, thank you very much for those 2 goals.
Very nice
Rayner
there.
Marvel.
The Blues. Cripps is past it.
It's past it.
Walsh is overrated. All of these players that Carlton fans used to rim and fucking praise like they were gods. Sard. Akers. I don't know. Akers. Hewitt. Chada. Like all these Chera, but like all these players, they're absolutely hating now. I still don't understand, and I've heard it a couple of times this week on Talkback Radio, just like Carlton fans going like Billy Wilson in the VFL doing good things.
Billy Wilson gonna do?
Huh?
What the fuck is Billy Wilson going to do?
I agree with him. How are you bringing in Sard straight into the fucking AFL?
But that's what I'm saying with Voss. If you're like with these Carlton fans thinking Billy Wilson should get a run, if you sack Voss, Sard's not going to play.
Yeah.
Because I think Voss is the only one who believes in Sard other than Sard.
Listen,
he's a dud.
I love Nick Newman and Ollie Florent. I would hate them if they played for my team, and I would hate them if you're choosing them to defend, but they are awesome for disposal. So keep them in the fucking side, Vossy, because they rack up 22 to 25 every single fucking week.
But there's a clear reason the best team in the comp didn't rate Ollie Florent, would drop Ollie Florent.
Exactly.
And now Carlton, he's one of their most relied upon ball users.
I think he's one of their highest disposal getters for the season.
So they're just not a good team. Voss just doesn't know what he's doing. And I love it. I just love it personally. And I'm happy they fought back a little bit for the 1-39 last week. But still, like, they're just
fought back. They're up by fucking... It's not even a joke anymore.
It's fucked.
I feel like a spastic. I honestly do. Because I wish I took that thing. And every week I go, no, they can't do it again. The halftime,
this week they can't. I promise you.
This week they definitely can't. But I feel like such an idiot because I could have made so much money off this. Because it's some shit like 6 of the last 8 games that's happened.
But I don't understand. They're not even good enough of a team to get up to this. Because even when I'm watching the game and they're by 18, I still look at the team and I think they're not good enough to be like this. No. They're just not.
No. But they're not good enough. This game, it's going to be domination. The Blues won't even get close. Like you said, there's no point taking the halftime, full-time in this one because it's just going to be a full-time fucking absolute domination. No runners for this Carlton team. They're just going to get destroyed.
Walsh was the runner.
Oh.
Jagger Smith.
I know, but he won a Gary Ayres medal in 2023, so you can't fucking bag him. If Hewitt isn't back in this side, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Drop trips.
I know he doesn't solve their problem, but fuck me, he's better than 20 of those players playing for Carlton at the moment. My free pick for this game is going to be the Lions 40 plus at $1.74, and my headline for this game is going to be Raw Deal. Michael Voss's seat has never been hotter after his Blues lose to his old side by 100 points.
Voss will coach his last AFL game this Friday night. He cannot survive this one right here. The Lions at 50% effort will beat the Blues by 80 at the Gabba. Massive smashing, pressure incoming for Voss and the Blues. I see no way around this result. My free tip is the Lions minus 42.5 at $1.90. I'm surprised you only went the 40 plus there. And my headline is Voss vanquished. Blues coach gets sacked days after the mauling the Brisbane Lions handed Carlton.
The second Friday night game is going to be Port Adelaide versus the Western Bulldogs at the Adelaide Oval. Classic showdown finish. There's nothing better than the showdown. And I honestly think... Like, I can't see why they don't have it as a standalone game because that game, for me, was probably better viewing than the Dogs versus
Bulldogs. Oh, my God. By a country mile.
Just couldn't get it done in the end. Butters is a god. I really thought they were going to come over. I tipped Port Adelaide. I really thought they were going to come over at the top and win that one.
I had a feeling it was going to be a good game.
Hey, how about my bet last week, the try bet? Always a close game. Always a close game.
I had the 1-39 Adelaide, which was pretty lucky.
Very lucky.
Yours looked more likely in the last quarter. They're a completely different side to how they were in the first 5 rounds, Port. Look, credit where credit's due. They've got it going. They look like a competent side. Maybe it was a bit of growing pains the first few weeks. I still don't think they're great.
Yeah.
But you got to give them credit because I was very low on them at the start of the year, and now they're showing signs. They're showing
100% credit. In these last couple of weeks, they lose to Hawthorn by only a couple of points. They beat Geelong, and then they almost by 1 point.
They're respectable. They're respectable now.
The Bulldogs, they actually played pretty well considering, but just not well enough. The backline is a massive fucking problem.
Backline would be a problem if they weren't injured.
I'm saying the backline in general is just a problem. Because who do they have injured from the backline? Like O'Donnell maybe. Yeah.
Did Lobb play on the weekend?
Don't think so.
Still, but come on, we're picking at straws because they're still not both great AFL players anyway.
We saw what Port did to Geelong at the Adelaide Oval. And like we've been saying all year, Port might be sneaky good. The Dogs aren't a great travelling team either. When I think of the Western Bulldogs, I don't think of this juggernaut on the road. I think of them folding most of the time. Sure, they have more talent, but the Adelaide Oval is a huge factor for me here. And the lack of strong Bulldogs defenders makes me lean Port Adelaide. My free pick for this game is going to be Port win at $1.98.
This could be a Georgiades 10-goal performance. This game is very interesting and can genuinely go either way.
That would have been a good player prop.
Yeah, it would have actually been. Yeah. Check what he's paying for goals. Dogs are the superior team, but Port have been on a mad one lately, as Jez just said before. Dogs should be winning this. Realistically, even with some personnel out, they should still be the better team. But I have a very strong feeling Port's form is real, and they will get an impressive win at home here. Put the competition on a little bit of notice. My free tip is Port 1-39 at $2.55. Georgiades.
3 goals is $1.63, so it's a nice one just to chuck in and then add a
so the bookies expect them to have a
25,
well.
and that's it. My headline for that game is going to be Ballarat boy Butters shines against what seems to be his new side in 2027.
I don't know if he'll go anymore. I don't know. Not from Port. I think he'll leave Port. I don't know if it's the Bulldogs. I don't know.
I hope not.
We'll see.
I don't want to hate Butters. North Melbourne versus the Swans. They did pretty well to keep up with Geelong most of that game. They did. It was only the fourth quarter that it really got blown out.
I feel like the scoreboard did them dirty a little bit.
It definitely did.
They had a much better performance than a 49-point loss. I think that's what it was in the end.
Still promising signs for North Melbourne. I haven't given up on them this season yet. I'm not saying they're going to fucking win a final, but I think they can make the wild card.
Maybe.
Wild card.
I don't think they'll win a wild card. But my point is, I think if that game was at Marvel instead of GMHBA, they probably win.
I think so, or get very close. Yeah. Sydney are just too dominant. There's a clear top two in the competition. It's the Swans, it's the Lions. That fast handball game that they play.
Not good enough for 33-point win.
Great for disposals. May I say. Fantastic for disposal because they just fucking back and forth handball to each other.
Blakey with fucking good game as well.
Massive. There's stars everywhere on that field.
Yeah, well, they took care of business. They were my premiership favourites. I love Sydney this year. As I say every week.
Not this weekend.
Yeah, not this weekend. They were against the dangerous and fast Melbourne side, which they couldn't beat by 33 points to my demise. But, yeah, Sydney, very good team. SCG. They're just going to be there on grand final day. Yep. I'd love to be able... Can I punt on? You'd know.
Of course you can.
Grand final Sydney, grand final Brisbane in a multi.
Ooh,
I'd love it. I'd fucking love to do it. Because for me, I can't see a team coming up and beating either of them. I think they'll both finish top two. I think they'll both be at the Gabba and the SCG the whole way through. I think that's just the grand final. I honestly...
Yeah, it's hard to see it any other way.
I can't see many other worlds where Sydney and Brisbane don't play off in the grand final in 2026.
Well, to make the grand final, both those teams are paying $2.25. And let me see if I can multi them up.
Both at home, the whole final series. I can't imagine Hawthorn or Geelong. How much is that paying?
The Lions and Swans to both make the grand final is $5.
Yeah, it's probably not as great as I wanted it to be, but I see it happening.
Not great?
It is pretty good. It is pretty good.
It's the only problem is if like one of them can very easily lose the qualifying and then have to verse each other. So then your bet's done straight away. But
still, I just feel like...
Well, you can't feel anything because then it'd be done.
No, but listen.
You feel like they're going to run?
I feel like they're going to just run through at home, both of them. And
hey, there's a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
As for this game though, at Marvel, I wish I could give North a little bit more of a sniff here, but I just can't. Sydney are just way too dominant. Yes, the D's kept it close in the end, but I think the Swans had it all game long. If Curnow doesn't kick 1 goal for in that game, it's a 40-point win.
Correct.
That's why my free pick for this game is going to be the Swans minus 26.5 at $1.90. Curnow still haunting you from the Carlton days.
North are up and down, but they're facing the best team in the league this week. I feel like that man right there, Curnow, could have a massive bag of Marvel. I feel like he loves Marvel.
He played. He had 7 against the Dogs there.
And also, he played so many games there in his career so far. So I think he'll have a massive one. Like that should have been a player prop as well. So hey, player props and Georgiades and Curnow. I predict North to show a little fight early and then Sydney to run over the top at will. My free tip here is the Swans to win straight out at $1.30.
What?
You know why? Because
that is the biggest pussy bet I've ever seen.
I don't mind North at Marvel a little bit. So and Sydney fucking didn't get the line for me last week. So I wanted to make sure.
That is such a pussy.
My headline for this game is Swan's song. Swans clear themselves on top of the AFL ladder and clear their schedules
with a very minimal win
September
against Northern Melbourne.
The head-to-head win means they could still win by 100 points no matter what.
The Giants versus the Bombers. The Giants were really disappointing for me in that game. I really thought they were going to put up a better fight.
You fucking love the Giants.
I feel like they have a lot of disposal, but not for much game. They try to play the Sydney game of like fast handball, but they just like go in circles in the back line.
Yeah, they got Callaghan and that's it. Oliver,
Ash, and Whitfield. If you
not them, you'll fuck it up.
Yeah. Got anything to say on the Giants?
It's a disappointing year for them so far. Like if you actually,
they've had a very hard run.
They've had injuries, correct?
Very hard run.
But Jez, if I told you at the start of the year, you bring in Clary and he's dominating. He's in his best 28-year-old form ever for a bloke that looks 40. You'd think that they're fucking going to be in a top 6 right now easily. they've been disappointing. They're 3-5 in the year. I think they're a wild card team, a team that wins a wild card game.
Hawthorn, Bulldogs, Collingwood.
Collingwood's not great. Bulldogs are hurt.
Richmond.
See, it's not as hard.
Sydney at the SCG.
Yeah, but still.
And then
North.
It's
still not that bad. It's still not that for a team that was all right last year. Brought in Clary. They should have done better this year so far.
Yeah, I guess.
Bombers.
What did you expect from him?
Not a good side. It's not a good side.
Yeah, they got put away in the first quarter. There's not much to really say about him. Yeah. There's no fight. There's a bunch of passengers on that team.
But who really expected them to do anything against Brisbane? Yeah. And probably this week again.
If the Giants don't do them by 60 plus, they aren't a real team, and I will lose the little bit of faith that I do have in them. Essendon already have given up on the season. The Giants have an easy run coming up now, so they need to make the most out of it and dominate these next couple of games. That's why my free pick is going to be the Giants, 40 plus at $1.66.
It is just hard to preview the Bombers without thinking they will get thumped every single week. GWS aren't rolling at all, but this is a get-right game written all over it for them at home at NG Stadium. Giants players for disposals and goals will be easy work this week. Sorry, Bombers fans, but another rough one. My free tip is Giants minus 44.5 at $1.90.
The Suns versus the Saints at TIO. Make sure you guys remember this is at TIO.
Huge. I'm happy you picked that up. I'm happy you picked that up.
Sunday night game last week where they're at their shitty stadium where it was all dewy and bad.
Yep. Didn't get the over.
It's going to be all dewy and bad in the Northern Territory too, so keep that in mind. Jamara and Petrarca look pretty good.
They do.
Jamara had his a bit of a breakout game. Yep. And still not a contender though, in my eyes.
Yeah, they looked better. And more like the side that people like me thought they should be and they will contend with.
Listen, if they could play every final and the grand final at whatever the fuck, they're People's First,
yep,
they'd have a chance, but they can't.
Yeah, well, they can't unless they finish top 2, play every final. Which they won't, I agree. But they're not a horrible team. I feel like with Gold Coast, it was very really, really good. Everyone was on them. Then really, really bad. Oh, they're not as good as everyone thinks. And now everyone's sticking with that. I think they're a good side still.
No, I don't think at all. The Saints are just flat track bullies again.
Yeah, it looked good, but it was Carlton.
I don't even consider these last 2 weeks as form in general. Beating the Eagles by 100 points and then beating Carlton
by 39. Thanks.
So many stat patters. Wanganui, Miller, Sinclair. They're good for punting, but shit for winning.
Sinclair is a bit of an overrated player in the league.
Massively.
This game.
The Suns are unstoppable at TIO. I actually heard something today too. The Suns do before they go up to Darwin, because they have their 2-week stint there. Before they go up, they do all this extra heat training, this and that, blah, blah, bloh. I'm telling you right now, the Saints aren't doing this.
No, probably not.
This will be an absolute pumping. The line is embarrassing at 15.5.
Yeah, fucking so low. So low.
So low. Saints didn't impress me at all. Like I said, fraudulent form by the Saints. This will be an absolute blowout. I cannot believe the line's 15.5.
I'm with you.
That's why my free pick is going to be the Suns minus 15.5 at $1.90.
Think what you want about the Suns, but these next 2 weeks at TIO, they will dominate. They will look dominant. The form stacks up. The Saints don't usually get up there and perform. This will be the performance against the whole AFL world back on the Gold Coast stick. Line way too low, as you said, Jez. My free tip is the Suns minus 15.5 at $1.90. What is the bookies thinking?
I have no idea. It's just a fake form of St
Kilda. Yeah, but as if they're getting sucked into it, a bit weird. But if you're not taking that in a multi, you're crazy.
The Saturday night game is going to be the Cats versus the Pies.
Not my captain.
Definitely not my fucking captain. Darcy Moore is the worst captain going around in the AFL. I've disliked him for a very long time. For a very long time, I was on it early. I was on it. I remember fucking in
2024, I reckon.
I remember going to games. I remember going to a game in 2021 where he played on Tom Lynch and let Tom Lynch kick 6 goals. Do you remember that game?
I do remember the exact game.
And I was watching it and I was just fucking seething in my seat, and I'm still seething to this day now. Let's just get into this straight away. Let's just talk about it straight away.
It's not the high tackle, whatever, that happens. It's the fucking drop mark that really annoys me.
It's the drop mark, and it's the on multiple occasions in that game, a player in Collingwood's backline has a clear direct mark
usually
alone. Darcy Cameron, it happened to Billy Frampton as well, and it happened to there was someone else.
Maybe Kramer, maybe.
And he just goes and spoils it. He doesn't look, he doesn't think at all. He's a disaster of a player. The last time he played against the Giants.
Yep.
He gave up that goal and brought him back into the game. In this game here, he was the reason we lost that game. Yeah, correct. Straight out.
If Jeremy Howe played and Darcy Moore didn't, Pies win that game. It's as frustrating as it is.
Yeah, and you can't and I saw the vision, after the game, when someone usually makes a mistake, everyone gets around him. No one got around him.
Because it was fucking obvious. You can't be dropping that mark.
Yeah, you can't be dropping that mark. Hits him directly in the face too, like a fucking idiot. And then goes and has no awareness at all and gets more high. He's embarrassing.
But the Pies, it was good, Jez. It was really good. It was the best game the Pies played all year. They just couldn't finish the job.
Yeah, they should have come out with a win there.
But it was frustrating because it should have been a win. But if you told me that week as a Collingwood supporter, you'll draw to Hawthorn tonight, I'll be like, fuck off. No way. That'd be sick.
I went into that game thinking that the Pies were going to get smashed by like 40 points.
I took Pies plus money, so I thought it was going to be like a 20. I thought it was going to be an 18-point loss. I'll put it like that. I thought it was going to be 3 goals, point loss, especially with the outs Collingwood had of McCreary, of Jezza Howe, of Pendlebury. I thought it was going to be a loss like that. But then, so if you told me that, I would have been like, mad, I'll take a draw. But then when the game actually was unfolding, Collingwood looked like they should have won that game. It was very frustrating.
Yeah.
They have to generate more inside 50s, but the defense is actually ridiculous.
Defense is ridiculous.
Other than Darcy Moore,
in that game, the offense was really good as well.
It was.
I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. I don't know why they can't do this for games. And they did it for most of that Hawthorn game. Quick handballs, fast ball movement.
Feed Houston.
Feed Houston through the corridor. I love it.
Shock horror. If you play Houston how he should be played, he looks like an All-Australian like he was at Port Adelaide. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so they've, unfortunately for myself, they've given me the tiniest bit of faith.
Same. So
I hate it because I'm scared this game they'll get punished. But anyway.
But for the Cats,
the Cats, biggest home ground advantage in the universe.
Score flooded them big time.
Score flooders them big time. Biggest home ground. They can't, this year they can't play anywhere else apart from GMHBA. Yeah. They shit themselves whenever they need to travel anywhere apart from the G or GMHBA. Lucky for them, this game's at the G, which is another one of their home grounds. Both teams all over the place at the moment. You can't get a real proper, consistent form line on either of them.
I agree.
I feel like this game is always a good one, though, and it's always close. Even though I think the Pies aren't that good this season, I think that Geelong aren't that good as well.
Geelong aren't good, and they're being praised.
Yeah.
They're being treated like Sydney and Brisbane.
Something I need to bring this up too, and I know Kane Corns is just like rage baits everyone and wants everyone to think. If Geelong do this thing with Dangerfield every year, the exact same thing that Collingwood are doing with Pendlebury, where they rest him and we need to keep him right for finals, this and that, blah blah blah. This kind of goes on about it. He would never dare to say this about Geelong. Chance. Would never dare, because Geelong is the love child of the AFL media and no one can say a bad word about Geelong. But it's just embarrassing how much he goes on about it.
Horrible.
Of course, Pendlebury is going to rest again on a 5-day break against thing. He's just a stubborn child as well when he talks about it. Anyway, that's my little Kane Corns rant over. Close one here for me. I think the Pies can hold the line with that defense at least. My free pick is going to be the Pies plus 12.5 at $1.90.
This game is a lot closer than a lot of people want to admit it will be. Pies get soldiers back after nearly taking down the almighty Hawks. The Cats have been ridiculously overrated, in my opinion, and haven't done much damage in games outside of GMHBA this season. And even at GMHBA, they've looked average at times. Pies have a good record against the Cats. I'm with you, Jez. I'm also taking the Pies plus 12.5 at $1.90. I honestly, this might be a bit biased, but I see Collingwood winning the game.
I do too. I really do too.
So I'll take the plus money. Sunday's games.
Melbourne versus the West Coast. Melbourne are the best. I love them.
Oh, mate, have a rest.
They seriously surprised me. I did not think they were going to get close. I also had the Swans. I also had the Swans line there.
Same here, Jez. Don't worry.
As for the Eagles, they're just dead as fuck. They had their 2 weeks of... They won those 2 games against North and Port Adelaide. We had 2 weeks of talking about Cooper Duff-Tyler and all these fucking players that, they're going to fucking... they got some good ones there. And... then they're just back to absolutely
I took Richmond out the line for a reason because, first of all, that was the easiest money ever because no team goes through the year winless and Richmond didn't have many other chances except for last week against West Coast. They're just fucking abysmal.
I didn't see it happening. I honestly did not see it happening.
Even when Harley Reid had fucking probably his best game of his career, West Coast just suck.
Yeah.
They just suck.
It's embarrassing.
There's nothing around him. There's nothing.
Domination here by Melbourne. Eagles won't even know what hit them. The fast ball movement. They fucking took it up.
Melbourne, you're so fast, Melbourne.
They took it up to Sydney, let alone fucking the Eagles.
Take it up fucking the arse for Melbourne.
I hope it's not a letdown game for Melbourne like the Essendon one was, but I just cannot see that happening.
I can't either.
The D's play so well at the G with this new game style. My free pick for this game is going to be Melbourne plus 40 and
42.5.
40 plus at $1.73.
So that's 3 times this round. It's been a line just a little bit above 40, and you've went the 40 plus instead.
Playing it safe. Why the fuck not take those 3 points?
Because I've got big balls, Jez, and I love your Demons more than you do. Clearly, similar to previewing the Bombers, the Eagles are. Hard to see a world where West Coast fire a shot ever, especially with how good the Demons have been, specifically at the MCG. They're so fast, as Jez likes to say. They're so exciting and so dangerous. It will be a game where Melbourne looks like a genuine top 6 team. My free tip is the Demons minus 42.5 at $1.90. As we get into the last game of the round, it is Richmond versus Adelaide at the MCG. The Tigers just last week got their first win of the season.
This is a bit of a game, but at least it's not at 7:20 on a Sunday.
What time is it?
It's at 3:15.
Okay,
so we got the 1:10 game and the 3:15 game. If you're gonna do 2 games on the Sunday, do it at these times because I don't want to see no fucking 7:20 bullshit. The Tigers first win of the season with a huge injury list away.
Yeah, respect.
Very, very gutsy win, but I think it's a one-off.
Oh, I think that would genuinely be their only win of the season.
Yeah, I think it's a one-off. But maybe they'll get close against Essendon, but
I don't even think so. I think that was like West Coast had 1 win last year. They'll have 1 win this year. Tigers,
it's very surprising. I don't know how the fuck they did it with no law, no this, no that.
I'll tell you how. Because they within themselves knew this is our only chance to win this year. You never have a team winless. You never do.
No, you're right. Epic showdown win by the Crows.
It was
epic.
They nearly got robbed.
Nearly got robbed. That was really shocking decisions at the end there. Nearly got robbed, but I'll be honest, I don't see them doing well this year.
Who?
The Crows.
Oh, Crows, yes.
I don't think that they're not the same team that they were last year. They're just going. Yeah. They're just going. They're not a real contender in my eyes. And as for this game, they can do what I think they're going to do, and they can blow out Richmond, but I still think this won't do anything to push them into the next tier above.
I agree.
I think this is a huge blowout. People will be picking the Tigers or even giving them a sniff in this game because
I don't even think
people will give them a sniff though because maybe a bit of momentum. It's at the MCG. The Crows beat the Pies at the G this year, so I don't think they're going to be getting anywhere close to losing to Richmond here. Training run, my free pick is going to be the Crows minus 35.5 at $1.90. All of my 9 legs combined, like I said at the start of the episode, $225.43.
Yeah, I feel strangely confident Richmond will have a good start to this game, but that's where it'll end at quarter time. Everyone will be like, whoa, Richmond, maybe they're going to do it again. But obviously the Crows will not let them win 2 in a row, and it will become a hammering win for the Adelaide Crows. I'm with you on the Crows. I feel like they're just going, and it's not exciting. It's not good. I don't think they're a good team this year. I think even last year, they finished on top of the ladder, but they were just never a real premiership threat.
That straight sets exit told you everything that you needed to know.
They weren't genuine. I think Fremantle will be very similar this year. My free tip for this game is the Crows minus 35.5 at $1.90, and combine all my 9 legs there, and you will get $195.43. As I said at the start of the show, that's us, boys.
Solid episode. I feel like we covered a lot of ground there. A bit of Darcy Moore. Hey, a bit of Melbourne dick sucking. That's me done. That's me done for the day.
Fremantle dick sucking went away for you a little bit.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
I got my Gold Coast love in, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And my Sydney win. I like to remind the boys that I picked Sydney for the flag, Jez, by the way.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So, boys, hop on our player props. We've been dominating. Hop on my free tips because I've been dominating.
This week I'm hitting the big 9 ski.
But let's go.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Punter Spot. We appreciate you guys listening week in, week out.
Peace, prosperity, and love.
You.